No one wants to do them. No one likes to grade them. No one wants writing assignments. But what if I told you at BCTC this wasn't true? BCTC has implemented assignments and strategies that have embedded literacy across the curriculum, increasing student engagement.
One of the things Colin's Writing does is it gives you as a teacher an opportunity to pitch that important question and then get them all engaged in the writing, in the response. And so this shouldn't be an add-on, this should be applicable to the content that you're teaching.
We try to integrate these writing assignments as a regular part of what we're teaching. We try not to make this an additional thing that we're doing in addition to the trade or the program that we're trying to teach. But we try to slide these writing assignments in. They try to enhance the program that we're already teaching, and we try to make them as seamless as possible.
They write more without realizing that they write more, especially when it's opinion-based. And I think that they don't feel like they gotta just regurgitate what they've learned and just kind of write the same thing over and over again. So I'm getting better writing that way. It's really helped me with like a formative assessment to see what the students already know. And then it's also helped in that they're not really whining and complaining so much about writing.
They're more excited about it now. They really like to personify, put life into things in their writing now. So they're really excited about it. The improvements that I've seen are definitely, there's more thought and effort put into their sentences. It's more free thinking. I see very little plagiarism, if any plagiarism at all, in Colin's writing, because they're actually writing from their true thoughts, and they're directed from the teacher. So.
Students who come to BCTC are driven by their passion for their field of work. So, by incorporating their literacy assignments into real-life job scenarios, students are able to tackle their work with the same passion.
Perhaps the biggest improvement I've seen in my students' writing as a result of the Colin's Writing program has been an increase in content. Not only an increase in their writing, but an increase in the quality of their writing. I've seen an elimination of what I like to call fluff writing. Details that really don't help to develop the point. Mainly sentences that are put down on paper just to make it look as though they have developed a point. Now they're really actually developing points with quality factual information, and they're not struggling for ideas. And at a Career and Tech Center, students are working with real life scenarios every day. Typically, they're dealing with the scenarios on a hands-on basis. But as noted before, when you add the writing element to it, you're really helping kids to process information in a different way. So now we read about it, we talk about it, we write about it, and they also do. When you have 4 different ways to process information, it really gets into their long-term memory, and the students really know the subject matter well.
With Colin's Writing, it allows me to engage students if I see the students start to fall off on a topic, which enhances my lesson. It re-engages them if I see that I'm losing them.
Part of what we need to do is reframe how they think of writing and make it so that they understand it's really putting thoughts in paper. And then we need to give them lots of practice in doing that, where we're giving them positive feedback that your thoughts, they're valid and they count. One of the things that I always share with teachers is that Colin's Writing is really just a framework, and that the whole idea behind it is that writing is thinking. And I think there's not one of us, there's not a teacher anywhere that wouldn't agree on one thing, is that we need to get our students thinking. And we need to get them thinking in a way that gives them the opportunity to express their thoughts. Colin's is used as an opportunity for students to express their thoughts on paper, which really is just thinking. It's thinking on paper. Many of the students here are in auto tech, or they're in culinary, they're in some type of a field where they didn't sign up to be Stephen King, and they're not writing the next novel. And so they certainly didn't sign up to come here to write. However, writing is a component of almost every field they're going to encounter. And so I think it's our job as teachers to help them to effectively be able to communicate, to write concisely, clearly in a way that communicates a message. So we'd almost be doing a disservice if we didn't prepare them to go out into the real world with some transferable skills that they learned here that then they will have to utilize and feel prepared to do that.
I like writing here more because at school it's not really related to what I'm going to be doing when I graduate, so it's a little bit easier to write here.
I'm more interested in the writing assignments here because I picked this class and it's off of things that I would like to learn.
The writing that we do at BCTC, the Collins writing, has actually helped me a lot through homeschool because at homeschool they teach you a completely different way, but I don't understand that way as much as Collins writing.
I think the writing that we do is based in the real world. Everything that we write about can and will be used in the profession.
I feel the assignments are based in reality because later through life I'm going to be using all of this in the workforce.
Even with a diverse student population and career interests, students have been encouraged by their teachers' assignments to help improve their reading and writing skills for future success.
I like to use the Frere model a lot because my students are almost all visual, and there's a board back there that has like my hands-on learners, my visual learners. So nature of the career and tech ed students, I think most of them do like hands-on stuff. So I like those because they get to write their vocab word, but then I have an area where they can draw a picture if it's something that relates, or do something in their own words. So that would probably be my favorite, especially for studying.
One that I have the students do every single day is for them to journal their daily activities in these books. In each of these books they have to reflect on what they did that day, and they'll write 3 items that they have learned, and they must write them in complete sentence form, and they must use correct spelling. And then I review them and I assign points to them for completing the assignment, for spelling correctly, and then also for using a complete sentence.
But I just need to say, because it's the truth, I work with districts and schools all over the United States, and the professionalism here, when I walk in the door, not only are you folks prepared for me, but you're willing to try. And I think the dedication and professionalism that I've seen here is at a level that I haven't encountered almost anywhere else. And so when no one in this Berks Career and Technology Center, I don't think anybody went to school to teach writing. I don't think you went to school to be English teachers. I think you went to schools because you have a particular area of expertise. And I think what I've noticed is that, but you also realize the value of preparing your students to not only be prepared for the field or trade they're going to be going into, but to be able to communicate effectively in that trade.
The key to teaching students the value of improved literacy, applying real-world applications, and preparing students for the real world is what BCTC is all about.